We have gotten through Archimir's Manor, taken what we could, and found the Harappo Epic. The only injuries sustained were by me, from 2 of the traps that I didn't see before they went off, when looting his vault. Still, I'm impressed by our efforts. Archimir might just be the most powerful and well-known wizard in all of the Deadfire. I'm just glad that he wasn't home when we came to break in. Normally, I don't condone such activity. However, if it wasn't for 2 people, one Rawatai and one Huana, who had asked me to retrieve the Harappo Epic for them, from a man who might never have given them this ancient relic, then I might never have entered this wizard's manor. It is Huana, and it should be with them, as far as I see it. Also, I was really hoping to test our skills in such a place, and it all seemed to work out great. We can do these kinds of dangerous activities. Next up is the Sacred Stair. Kasu, a high priest of Berath, wants me to recover a sacred text, the Eulogy of Yseyr. The Eulogy rests in the catacombs under the Sacred Stair, a place where only those marked by Berath may enter.
Of your time.
Could you have a moment of my time? Of course.
I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Giacomo. I'd like to see him if we could.
I don't see why not.
Agressima. It should not take long. I have not seen him in many years, and I wanted to thank him.
Is this a glimmer of sentiment from our Iron Paladin? What, I wonder, could this fellow have done to merit it?
He looks at Pelagina, surprised, but pleasantly so.
When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other Keith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me.
Oh yeah, because you are godlike, that's right.
He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types.
I tap my chest. Sounds familiar.
But you are not godlike.
She narrows her eyes and twists her lips as she considers my meaning. It's something Berath gave me when I was in the Beyond. She scrutinizes me, trying to determine my meaning. After a pause, she nods and continues.
In any case, he told me it was what was causing my body to change. I begged him to remove it.
Oh?
He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told him I would kill myself if he didn't, he said he would try.
It's hard to stand apart, especially when those differences are not easily hidden.
His brow furrows, and his eyes fill with sympathy.
I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways. Being the only girl, the only godlike girl at the academy, was unbearable.
You don't have to justify anything to me, Pelagina.
Agressima.
She smiles warmly at me.
Giacomo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Kalbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die.
Feel sorry for her.
When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me.
I'm glad someone was able to help you. She smiles warmly and breathes deeply.
Giacomo saved me. Without his help, I would be dead now. Thank you for understanding. If we can speak to him for a moment in the tower, I would be grateful.
Okay.
Aloth, can I ask you something?
Saying no has never stopped anyone before.
It's just that I tried talking with Yseyr, but I don't seem to be making any headway. He doesn't want to warm up to me.
He doesn't fight at the front because he's good with a sword. He's just dense as stone. Which is to say, he's not one for taking hints.
Oh, you don't have to make it seem so hopeless.
That does sound like a dare. Joculo. One of you, Joculo? Where were those notes? Anyone here, Joculo? I keep saying no. Okay, so we'll go up to the top. Hopefully Joculo is still here. Are you Joculo? We just have to keep trying. Maybe this is Joculo. Hello? Where were those notes? Says he's not Joculo. You said you knew somebody in this building. Where is Joculo?
Hope you're keeping busy, Watcher. We're still running some small tests. Not quite ready for the real thing.
Yeah, I'm not too keen to be doing another test anytime soon.
What can I do for you?
We're looking for an animator named Joculo.
Giacomo? Ak, I know him. He has a little laboratory for himself down in the gullet. His speciality is godlike. Claims he can detect them in the womb.
Oh. She spreads her hand theatrically, though her expression never changes.
Giacomo rents a room in Cozy, the Hole, which is that grimy tavern down below. Why he seeks to bury himself, you will have to ask him yourself. Not many animancers down there, so he should be easy to find, if they haven't stolen all his equipment.
Huh.
Or at Ogori.
Okay, thanks. I'll be on my way. Okay, let's go to the tombs. It's down below, right below the sacred stairs, so... We'll have to go to the gullet. We have to go that way anyways to get to the old city, so... Oh, wait. Yeah. And we go to Delver's Row. And that would take us to the old city that way. Okay, so this is the Temple of Berath. We've got to find a way to get down to this next level.
I've got it.
I dare you to go inside.
No! Tangaloho will eat me!
There's got to be a way to get down. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll go down here. It's actually late, but we rested after Archimere's Manor, so we should be okay to keep going all night. The winds whip violently along the cliffs below, carrying the sound of rustling trees with them. A massive door looms before me. The edges are sealed so tight, not a breath of air escapes them. Religious runes sprawl the length, carved deeply into pitted stone. Inspect the door. Well, I guess if it's about religion, Shoti is our person for that. An elaborate etching spans the stone's width, carved faintly beneath several runes. It depicts a small crowd, praying to a pair of giant eels that have coiled above a large door. An Amoa priest holds a disc near to the door's face. A religious artifact, blessed by Berath, is likely necessary to open the entryway. It's just what I have. Hold the eel's coil up to the door. As the eel's coil nears the door, the stone-carved circlet rattles in my hand. Wisps of my soul essence encircle the coil, then reach outward. The tendrils curl towards the door, touching it, soaking it in a purple glow. A murmur, like Berath's own welcome, whispers up from my feet. The door begins to slide open, grinding down into the ground. Everyone ready for this? Let's go inside to the sepulcher. Hanging something sepulcher. The Hanging Sepulchers. So there's supposed to be undead creatures here. These doors are shut fast, and you can see no locking mechanism. They must be opened elsewhere. Okay. There's just that Pelagina gained in skill.
Sure.
I have a slightly better armor I'm wearing than before. Exceptional chain armor. What's this? Tundra Terra, an ingredient. Checking for traps. This is supposed to be quite the horrible place.
You might find this interesting.
Ooh. So that's the kind of place we've entered, huh? What is this? Huh. Exceptional mace, fine large shield, gauntlets of discipline. Let's see. Wonder if Pelagina could use that, actually. Gauntlets of discipline. Oh, she's a paladin. She said she cannot use it. Okay, then. What about this? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I was going to wear this. If Pelagina is our warrior that jumps into the fray, then she will be using this. Cloak of Deflection. And I will be using this. Cloak of Greater Protection. Can she use anything else that we have here? Token neck. Neck. I would think that Resolve would be better for her. Okay, how about Intellect?
Great fetching.
I've got
I think
it.
this opens the door. There's something that just saw move. I take it it's one of the undead denizens here?
Take him down.
Just like that.
There's a trap on the other side. Some kind of skeleton.
Perfecto!
Yeah.
Let's into that.
I wonder what this...
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
I stepped on it. I did not mean to step on it.
Huh? On it.
Twisted my ankle. Lots of traps here. Azati shell. And some quill leaf. Check for those traps wherever I go.
I'll get it open. Got it.
Potion of spatial alacrity? Exceptional medium shield. Flint and tinder and some lockpicks.
Worth a look.
See a trap over there.
I've got it.
Curious to know what's over here first. Oh, doesn't seem like there's anything in here. Dead end.
Would you suppose that, Belly?
Potion of imperfect arcane reflection. Looking out for those traps. This just speaks traps to me.
Enemies ahead.
Undead. Okay. Ouch. Arrow to my back. There's another undead here. Go... There may be traps on that way. There's a mage over there. Oh!
Looks bad.
Pelagina.
Another withers.
Ah!
Ahoy! Let's go!
Just like both.
We have a priest. And I've been brought back. One of them is down. There's just too many of them, though. Oops.
Can't take much more.
The mage is down.
Like flogging a figure. Futile.
I reap what I sow.
See, that's me too. Go.
Got a risen champion and a risen armsman. There's another one over here.
Leading. Take him down.
Pelagina has lay on hands somewhere.
Cannot whack him any harder.
Have to take the champion down. Seraphim. Have to kill their leader. Not their leader, their champion. It's down. Whew. That was a bit of a tough fight. I hope that's the worst we find in here. Yeah, because I went down too. I've got a gaping wound. Putting a bandage on it now.
Yeah. On it.
Things we can sell. Exceptional scale armor. Wow. That's pretty good, actually. I think that might be better than what I'm wearing. It's about the same, actually. I think scale would look a little bit better, yeah. I like the look a bit better. Put that on me. Now, as for Pelagina... I think for now, let's see, does it grant her... Yeah, it's about the same thing. About the same as what we have. Shoti has a fine breastplate, but I think that we have something better that we can give her, like the exceptional mail armor that I was wearing. A little bit better.
Will do.
Exceptional leather armor. Okay, let's inspect his
Yeah,
chest.
sure.
And Seraphim had a gaping wound as well. Jade, Azata, Nui Shell, 5 copper each. There's 11 of them. 55 copper.
On it.
I'm gonna go and look around this. The spikes over here. Okay, so this does go into another area. But I think it's connected, is it not? Let's go this way. Yeah, this wound keeps me from being as strong as I normally would.
I've got it.
Okay, so it is a different section. Onyx, lockpick. Oh, there's something there. Pelagina, would you like to lead the way?
There.
Pelagina's hurt. What is this? One of those rot things.
Just like
Oh, something just popped up. A shade popped up right next to us.
Frog in the figurehead.
I'm here. Lava is beyond sleep. Oh?
good.
Take him down. Got him.
Beyond seek.
Another attack, Cap.
Yeah, I killed that corpulent thing, whatever it is. Just the shade left.
Lava is beyond seek.
Alright, nobody took any injuries in this fight. Spirit residue.
On it.
Sapphire. Azure blade.
Huh? Right.
Superb warbow. Oh, it's even better and exceptional. Oh yeah, let me see that. Because I use a warbow. That's much better than what I have. Much, much better. Superb warbow.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
go around this spike
Tell me.
trap.
Happy to oblige.
They weren't kidding when they said that it would be tough in here. A robed figure holding a lantern features prominently among the etchings that adorn this sarcophagus. Saber, Eulogy to Yseyr, the Vigil. This is what we came for. As blood seeps from a wound so deep, and death croons about this sepulchre, Let silence fall in final warding to betake my priest until Berath's dark maw. After many a battle, when my mace had failed him, now abind his wounds, as can watch only while he dies. Fadwin, Lady of Vigils.
Yeah, right.
We got it.
I got it.
Baby Pearl. Worth a little bit. Let's see if we can't continue on through here. I know it's been a little tough.
Yeah?
I really don't want to fight another group like that with the champion and the mage. That was a little tough. Mushrooms and a torch. I'm sure there's at least a couple more undead things in here. Take it a little bit slow looking for traps as we go, since there's so many of them. Lockpick, awakened root. I don't know, I'm not the alchemist. Shodi says it's worth something. Worth using, at least, anyways. If not selling. Skeletons. Inspect this. Oh, there's some cave coral there. Ingredient. Huh. This, if there's going to be a trap, it would be along this bridge, I would think. Yeah, just after the bridge. Not quite at the bridge.
Yeah? I've got it.
Disarmed.
Sure.
It kind of hurts to move around, actually. What's that? Did you guys hear laughing? Mushrooms growing right between the corpses' ribs. It's kind of gross, actually. This place just keeps going. Why would they? I guess to keep people out, but it just seems weird to set traps in a tomb. These look like things that are going to come and attack us. 3, possibly 4. Pelagina, will you do the honors, please? Because I am pretty hurt. Go ahead. Maybe I'll stand back and use my warbow. Well, it's either drawing the damn thing or using my swords. Either way, it's gonna hurt. At least I can't make it worse by using my bow. Looks like another door. We're gonna have to go there. I don't like this. I got a bad feeling. This skeleton stands rigid as stone and is just as strong, eternally warding the crypt beyond. Inspect the skeleton. The skeleton's chest is bowed outward from pride. Its stout-boned hands clutch the haft of a heavily adorned but battle-worn spear. Above the skull, an eroded engraving on the wall depicts a man standing triumphant under a great gate. Triumphant under a great gate. I'll inspect this one. Okay, the skeleton's shoulders are squared for battle. Its fingers grip the rusted remains of a large mace. Above the skull, an eroded engraving on the wall depicts a kneeling woman raising a lantern. Call out her name, the Lady of Vigils. The voice clangs through the caverns. It echoes again and again as the air around me grows heavy. Fadwin. A toll, a death knell. Fadwin, Lady of Vigils. A dark essence plumes up, coalescing into the air. Then it curls, sifting slowly into the skeleton's mouth. Empty eye sockets alight with flames. The skeleton shudders and rattles, head bowing forward. Its soul essence seeps into the door's seals.
Tell me.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
you have to
alright.
know a little bit about religion to do this, but maybe we can't even open this door. I don't know. We can always try it.